Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Sailwind. I am your captain, guide, and friend, Dalton Rollinger. In the previous episode, we purchased the Brig at long last, and in this episode, we're going to be heading back down to Happy Bay for the upteenth time this entire series, because we are finally an entrepreneur. We are finally an entrepreneur. We are finally starting our own business officially. And yeah, I want to get the heck out of here and start making money for myself. So, we are no longer confined or restricted by the kind of cargo that we are allowed to take. We can finally make our own course. Admittedly, the Brig is, it's a bit bigger than the Cog, admittedly. It's probably going to take some getting used to, especially with the handling. But I'm sure we can figure stuff out. I don't have enough lanterns, really, to illuminate the ship, but that will change. That will change, especially whenever we start bringing in, like, the big money. Once we get down to the Dragon Cliffs, we can start purchasing some better candles and whatnot, as well as even some smokers and stoves and all that kind of stuff. We have 10 days to get to Newport because of the gems that we are carrying. Actually, we have 9 days, but then the rest of everything is very much doable. Okay, that's Northfish. That's just a trading good. Phone is going off, of course it is. Okay. Think we can start. Oh, the ship already was going pretty much straight. Okay. Unfortunately, the wind is at a very awkward angle. I could have swore I remembered the ship originally having like 2 gaff sails. Whatever. I'm just happy to finally have like a designated cargo hold where I don't have to worry about fighting all of my cargo and whatnot to get around my boat. All right. Let's also go ahead and turn this out. Maybe not quite that much. Screenshot. Ah, I'm so happy to finally have this thing. Not only can we officially start carrying our own stuff and making our own money, this thing is also going to be a lot faster as well. Okay, so yes, the rain is filling the water barrel back up. It's good. It's exactly what I want to see. And I'm actually going to take advantage of it right now because I am getting thirsty again. Oh, and look, there's the storm right there in front of us. I do find it interesting how there's like no railing here. This would be so easy to fall off if you were not being careful. Also, is the ship already getting dirty? It is already getting dirty. We can't have that. No, no, no. This is brand new. This is brand spanking new. I will not have it getting dirty already, although I might be doing this rather needlessly right now, because it's probably going to be a losing battle. I actually had someone comment on my latest Sail the Seas video where they said that they thought the game looked more boring than regular flight simulators. And to that, I say, at least with Sail the Seas, you at least have something to do. It's not just fly to this particular town just because you want to fly to it. Like, you can actually transport cargo and eventually maybe even passengers, depending on how the game goes. Hopefully we don't pull a Titanic here and sink on our maiden voyage. That would be embarrassing. God, this thing takes forever to clean. The sandbug is pretty straightforward. This thing has so many surfaces, it's pretty time-consuming. I can see why people just really don't even bother with this, to be honest. Because it really doesn't do anything. It's really just more something to do. And there are some ships where the dirt that builds up on the ship actually looks pretty good. The sandbug is a good example of that. Alright, I think that's pretty much everything I really care to get. I'm not going to bother with the cargo hold, because there's ultimately no real point. Tell you what, though, I will put the broom down here, because it makes more sense for it to be down here. I think I'm also going to go ahead and lower down the gaff sail. Here we go. Try and catch as much wind as we possibly can. See, I don't really plan on changing to a different ship until we get to the big ship down at the Firefish Lagoon. I don't think we'll be buying the junk or the sandbuck in this particular playthrough. I'm not going to rule it out completely, but I don't see it happening. It would be a different story if you could actually hire crews to take the other ships out and kind of make, like, money in the background, but you can't do that. That's one thing I really hope that happens with Sail the Seas is eventually you'll be able to hire other crews and send your other ships out to make money in the background while you're out sailing the seas. And how cool would that be, you know? Like, you can really customize the ships in that game to really, like, come up with a company look. So imagine, like, sailing around and then you come across one of your own boats. How cool would that be? I think that'd be freaking sweet. Okay, yeah, no, that is... as loose as it's gonna get. So these really aren't catching that much wind, to be honest. But, oh well. I'm going to join you guys until we get past Mount Malefic, then pretty much just like everything else. I'll join in, I'll show you whenever Mount Malefic is disappearing into the background. And I'll show some clips of the brig being out in the open ocean. And from there, I'll probably just join you guys again whenever we get to Happy Bay. Yeah, at least we avoided the storm, or the storm avoided us. I really don't know how much good these square sails are doing at the moment. Wait, are these square or are these trapezoid? They look more trapezoid to me. I think the wind is actually pushing against this sail here, so let's go ahead and start raising this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, here we go. Let's raise this one up. Actually, I'll just go ahead and raise up all the square sails, because I don't think they're really doing that much good. And of course, the storm just disappears right over there. Ah, this is so cool, though. I forgot how fun the brig actually is. Of all the capital... well, I say capital ships. I'm not supposed to say capital ships because they're not military ships, but of all the big ships, the Brig is definitely the one I have used the least. Alright. It seems like we might get another storm to form here in the not-too-distant future. That one is dissipated. So it would not be... What is that? Oh, that's one of the cogs. Okay. Thought that was another island that had just popped into the game out of nowhere. Like, come again? I'm not on the beta. You can definitely tell the Brig is a lot smoother than some of the other boats. Oh wow, look at that fog. Mount Malefic is just completely gone. You just barely make it out right there. Right. Well, I shall see you guys whenever morning comes along, because there's really no point in me showing nighttime, because you guys can't see anything. Well, I'm fully rested. Mount Malefic is just right there. Just blocking out the stars if you guys can't see it. The wind is... I think we can maybe just use the square sails, so let's go ahead and get those down. Alright, so from Mount Malefic, we want to be heading... Honestly, this is going way too far to the east. We want to be heading south-southeast. Okay. So... yeah, the square sails I'm not going to be able to use. Should check my heading before we, before I actually lower down the sails, but you live and learn. I didn't think we were going that far to the east, honestly. Okay, there we go. Keep it about there-ish. How full did you get? Pretty full, all things considered. Let's come down here. Grab a bit of breakfast. Get an apple. Grab some cheese. And I'm also going to cast out the fishing line. Alright. Let's turn off the lanterns before we waste any more oil. Once the wind gets more into our favor, we'll actually start picking up some serious speed, but for right now, I can't use the main sails. It's unfortunate, but it's a sailor's life, ultimately. Definitely taking a screenshot of that. That is just gorgeous. Well, until the wind picks up, we're going to be going at a pretty slow pace. We might not make that delivery to Newport on time, but we're definitely going to give it a shot. I didn't realize how short of a delivery time we had whenever I took the mission. So, we'll try. We will definitely try. Actually, how much is that paying? 4,400 Emerald Dragons. Then we have 5,000. 7,000. Okay, the nails I care more about than anything else. Those are some heavy gems. You know, truth be told, we might actually be able to get just a bit of an angle with the sails here. Let's check our heading real quick. Oh yeah, that's no problem at all. Might need to angle this more this way real quick. There we go. Right now, we should start picking up some serious speed. Heck yeah. That's going to be a great picture underneath the water. Heck yeah. Take that, and then take that. Honestly, that gaff sail is going to be blocking the square sails quite a bit, so I'll just go and raise this up. Alright, we are officially on our way, ladies and gentlemen. We have passed Mount Malefic. Nothing but the wide open sea ahead of us. And, preferably Happy Bay to be in front of us too, but you never know. I'm still waiting for the day where Raw Lion actually adds in, like, some sort of hazardous creature or something out there into the sea. Like, imagine, like, water spouts or something. Just, like, 30 water spouts just coming out of nowhere. Off on the horizon. Because that is a thing that actually happens in real life. For anybody who doesn't know, water spouts can be... They're typically not too powerful, but they can be extremely dangerous if you get too close to them. But there can be, like, 30 water spouts just at any given time, whenever conditions are just right. And they're pretty freaky. Some of them actually, like, do loops around each other. Yeah, I'd just love to see, like, more weather phenomenon and stuff like that added to the game. I don't really care so much about the creatures. I would welcome it if they actually did add it into the game, but weather phenomenon, definitely. Something more than just storms. Because whenever you're out on sea, reality is oftentimes stranger than fiction. Oh wow, listen to that. Listen how quiet it gets in here. It'd probably be a pretty cozy little area. Also, come here, fishy. I think a stove will definitely be one of the first things we purchase. Or a smoker. That way we no longer have to eat these things raw. How far away? Oh, wow, we've actually gained some serious distance from Mount Malefic. However, I'd very much appreciate if the wind would actually start blowing, like, more from a this way-ish sort of direction. So you know what, on that topic, because these square sails aren't catching that much wind, I'll just go ahead and lower down the gaff sail again. The square sails are still catching a bit, but not as much as I'd really like. Yeah, look at the front ones. Those aren't going to be doing much of anything. I'll keep them down, though, for the time being. They'll help out at least a little bit. Honestly, I think the first chance I get, I'm just going to put nothing but gaff sails on this thing. Because the square sails, they work really well when the wind is behind you. Not so great whenever the wind is coming at you from the side. will go a bit slower, but at the same time, we'll be able to catch the wind from just about any direction. So... And plus, I like the look of the schooners anyway. I just generally really like that look whenever they've got more gaff sails than anything else. Hello, I seem to have missed a spot. Okay, so she's actually holding pretty steady. I've had to mess with the helm very little this entire episode. And finally the wind is actually blowing at a pretty good angle here. So I can actually use the main sails. Eventually, I plan on replacing these with just gaff sails. Just making it a schooner. I might keep the square sails just for in the event that the wind is directly behind us. But I plan on turning this into a schooner pretty much entirely. I haven't shown the ship out in the middle of the ocean yet. We are long, long, long gone from Astron now. And we're just out here in the middle of nowhere. The thing about the Brig, because this section of the wall here is just so low, it takes on water pretty easy. Brig is such a really... It's such a cool ship. It really is. Sadly, she's not the main boat that everybody seeks out. The most beloved ship of the game so far right now is the Sandbuck. I haven't really heard so much about the new ship, but I'm intentionally trying to stay away from it so I can actually test it out myself. That will happen sooner or later this entire series, but it won't happen for a while. We probably need to do at least, like, I don't know, 2 laps around the entire map before we can actually afford the big ship. And once we actually finally get a hold of that one, we'll do a few more laps around the map, and then we'll kind of start setting our sights on Kronos. For anybody who doesn't know, Kronos, like, here's the entire game map right here, minus the Firefish Lagoon down here somewhere. Kronos is, like, off my screen, far out to the east. So, that's going to be an entire video just in and of itself, is just going out to Kronos. Because it takes a while. I think someone told me once upon a time it's like at least 20 hours to get there, so it's not something you can just do in one sitting. But, yeah, that's where we are. And I'll see you guys whenever we get a bit closer to Happy Bay. Well, there is Happy Bay. Right out there on the horizon. Start turning towards it, shall we? So I'm going to be honest, I don't think we're going to make the Newport delivery on time. The wind has not been very favorable to us thus far. I think priority number 1 is to, whenever we get done with the Dragon Cliffs, to take a load back up to Astron and put another gaff sail on this thing, because we desperately need another gaff sail, because this is just not going to fly. It's always such a rewarding feeling whenever you finally see your destination on the horizon. It's always so rewarding. This video is only 20 minutes long, by the way. Or 40 minutes. I think I said 20 for some reason. It's 40 minutes. Unfortunately, I've just done this crossing so many times, I really don't know what else to say about it. That's the one problem I have with Sailwind, is there's just not enough places to go to. You know, I'm watching a video from Queso right now, and it's about this photographer who goes into an ancient Egyptian pyramid. It's called Aminti. I'm actually kind of surprised there hasn't really been more media based on that kind of a thing. I don't know if it's out of, like, respect or what, but the pyramids would be a fantastic setting for a horror setting or a horror movie. It's just no one's ever done it, at least not to my knowledge. I know there's one about the Mayan pyramids. These tourists get stuck on top of one of the Mayan pyramids. They, like, offend a tribe or some kind of settlement. They offend the locals, either way, however you want to look at it. And they force them to stay on top of this pyramid. And if they try to leave, they kill them. But the only way to get away is by going down into the pyramid, which is cursed, or I don't think it was haunted, but I remember there were, like, these vine things that came alive and attacked the tourists every time they tried to go down. I think they even had to cut a guy's leg off with a pocket knife because it was going to get infected or something. I do not remember the name of that movie, though. Oh, hello. I'm actually getting kind of hungry. I've thought about playing horror games on the channel, but I don't really know how well received they would actually be. My channel's about sailing and logistics, not about messing around with ancient curses and whatnot. Maybe whenever I get done with the Rome's Little War series on Saturdays, I might try playing a horror game just to see how it does. See if there's any interest in it. I don't know what horror game it'll be. It might be something small, just to kind of start off with a kick. Just to test the waters. Kind of stick my toe down in the water just to see how cold it is. See if there's any interest. Anyway, we are just about to reach Happy Bay. It takes, like, no time for the brig to build up this grime, does it? This is ultimately pointless. It's just something to do. I know, I know. And honestly, I kind of prefer the darker look. Oh, look, as we're arriving, it's starting to rain. How lovely. Alright, let's start turning in towards the port. The dock, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a tomato-tomato kind of a thing, but I'm sure there's... Oh, hello, we're actually gonna run into those sticks sticking out of the water. We're gonna beach the ship if we keep turning at that kind of an angle. Alright, well, in the meantime, I'll just continue cleaning the ship, then. Yeah, it takes, like, no time for this stuff to build up, apparently. I don't think the cog even built it up this fast. Oh, hello. We need to turn like now. We need to turn like yesterday. Let's try and build up some speed by lowering these down. That we might have too big of a turning circle. Ooh, it's... I have doubts we're gonna make this. No, that's all the way over. Ooh! Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? I don't think we're gonna make it. I'm having doubts. No. Darn. We were close, though. Alright, it's finally morning. I decided to wait until morning to start unloading the ship, just so you guys can see what the heck's going on, because I know some people enjoy this. I'm going to take some sausages up first, and then I'm going to hire the cart guy. So we start bringing some more than just one crate up at a time. That brought us up to 56. I'm going to change this over to... let's try that. Sorry about that, my phone was going off. 10. Alright, that is... everything for Happy Bay. And that took away... it took about half of my cargo, or my money that I transferred, but that's fine. Okay. So that brings us up to 1,200. However, I am going to transfer as much money over to the Emerald Dragons as I can. There we go. And now, tell you what, let's actually grab a drink, grab a bite to eat. Give me some fruit. I'm definitely gonna need it. Okay. I think I'm good for supplies for now. So let's go ahead and we'll find another job. Ooh, a sculpture. It's 4 sculptures, though. That might be a bit much. Wait, 11,000... 6 logs. Maybe not. Okay, we're definitely taking that one. And then we'll take this one. Okay. So are you... might have gotten the ship a little too tight to the dock. Let's fix that real quick. There we go. Give the ship some room to breathe. You know what? Since I'm here, let's go ahead and clean the cargo hold. These have 2 days left. I don't think we're gonna make it on time. I could have made it if I had better wind, but I don't really have control over that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move these up front, because they're our next delivery. Now let's put the gold up here as well, and then we can unload the copper. So we have a huge load of copper. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more content from me, consider subscribing because I will have a lot more on the way. And yeah, until next time, guys, God bless, take care of yourselves. And until next time, this is your captain, signing out.